Good morning. Good
Good
morning.
morning, Roy. How we doing?
Good. We're about as clear as mud here on the price action.
Yeah. Uh, I don't know. I'm kind of had a bad night last night. Nobody's here, so I'll tell my story. I went on a little tilt, went a little stupid last night. Was not my best, I'll tell you that. So we lost an account on Trade Private Trader. We went down on all of them, took a big hit on all of them, hit a daily loss limit on little top step. So uh, I just kind of broke rules last night. Knew I broke rules. Told Roy I broke rules and still broke rules. So it is what we do. We learn from it. We try to get back. We try to make it. We try to do the best we can. We're all human. I'm human. You're human. We're all human. We make mistakes. So guess what? We'll be all right. We'll bounce back from it, and 2 weeks from now we'll be right back on course, taking our payouts, doing our same thing. So not worried.
Exactly right. It's that sucks. It's an empty feeling, but it's not the last feeling you'll feel. You jump up, move on. Got caught in some news. Got caught in some just price action that gotcha a little bit, and so yeah, we're back here today looking at this morning. Nothing really clear. I mean, you are getting a little bit of a push down, but it's not getting much follow through on any of these push downs. You're getting wicks at the bottom. We're at the bottom of our zone. We got this magical trend line that seems to be a god lately. I don't know.
That's a 3 day trend line that's been playing out. I don't know why. You
Right.
got calls, you got puts ripping up. Puts are going
Yeah.
up well they were. Volume's coming back down. CBD is back to flat, Roy. So we were what, 1,200 positive, and we are at zero, hanging around zero now. Zero to negative, then to plus 30 back and forth. So
Yeah. I mean, you lean to the downside with the indicators, but I don't think there's anything strong enough to say pull the trigger. So
no, it just won't go. I mean, we're back and forth, right? Where
yeah.
you drop and it pops and drops, pop. So I mean, yeah, the ideal situation would be, since this is a combine, we'll give it room to see if it plays out right here. We'll give it up to here, and then we'll see if we can get down to here, and that's where we'll play it at. We'll see if that works out, and we got room to play. So if it goes one way or the other, if this wasn't a combine, I would not do what I'm doing now. But being a combine, I don't like how it's got back above anchor VWAP there. So this might be a losing play here. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd say
Back to
I
a
mean,
positive 100, back to zero. You tell me.
yeah,
It's all over the place.
it's all over the place.
One thing you do, we did talk about this morning before you got here. You got yesterday's settlement, which is we drew a line right here, which is right above where that line we drew yesterday. So there's a settlement. That's where it closed yesterday. That's going to be a tough break. If it can break that, then we do get this down here. But this is a very strong candle back up. But if you look at Tide, I mean, it's not really suggesting that we should be doing what we're doing. So I don't know.
Today is options expiration day. We have no trading tomorrow. So
That does change things a little bit because it does make things a little funky sometimes. So
murky. A general market tide, you are getting a push down on put premium. So volume is going bullish, which is kind of matching a little bit of this move. The SPY tide is not matching the move at all.
You have your volume coming up a slight bit
now. Yeah. Some levels that are within the zone, or obviously our 200, we're looking at 53.39. VWAP a little bit lower, 53.31. So, yeah, it's just, I mean, I will say this about your trend line. It survived Trump, J. Powell. it's that's a test.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, we're going to. I don't know. I might need to go to cut this. You got CBDs ramping up.
Yeah.
and you got orders popping up at 50. So we're gonna go and close. We're not gonna let that run all the way to that. It might come back some, but it's
Well,
you look at that. You look at Tide suggests. Look at your volumes coming up. Your put
mhm.
coming down. Well, they were coming down. They're kind of popping a little bit now, but then your calls are popping. It's just to the point where it just couldn't take a risk on letting that thing go, which I think it's probably going to hit where my stop was at. Which, what did I say yesterday? Put your entry where you would put your stop.
Yeah.
And of course, it comes back, so we would have probably got out close to even. It'd be somewhat decent one day. I don't know. Let's see. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean the shenanigans are going to be present with the
Yep.
mechanics and the options.
Look at this thing.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows?
It's going to battle VWAP. We got to think it'll have at least a pit stop there. Get itself a brisket sandwich from Bucky's. Well, that determines what it wants to do.
I actually saw somebody was talking about that the other day and talking about how that was actually they were surprised at how good it actually was.
It's solid. It is solid. It's not like incredible, but I mean they cook it fresh every day. They put it right on the board and cut it up right in front of you. It's pretty good piece of meat.
I'm so picky when it comes to brisket. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm really picky when it comes to brisket. Like brisket has to be really, really good. I'm very picky, and I will not eat shitty brisket.
Mm-hmm. It's good. It's pretty good. If it's not going to be like I said, an amazing thing, but like if you're comparing it to, I don't know, do you guys have Sunnies? You guys don't have Sunnies.
No.
Like kind of the chain barbecue brisket places.
We used to have a Dickies. I don't know if you ever heard Dickies. Dickies was.
Yeah, I've heard of Dickies.
Surprisingly, their brisket was pretty good, which really shocked me. So CBD is up to 900, but it's not running. Nothing's running, to be honest with you. It's just kind of where we're at. If VWAP holds now, you got to think it bounces back up. I don't like this wick you got so far, but we still got a minute in this candle where that wick could actually not be a wick anymore. So.
Yeah, I think it's destined for the 200, and then we'll see what it does from there.
Yeah, that's a good
possibility. There it goes.
There's a test of it. Let's see if it'll break it. If it breaks that, then we got to look for that 50 to 56 area. I don't know. We got a little stand. I don't know, 1300 CBD now, so it did pop a little bit there, but it's kind of holding. It's not still running. Is the thing. So we need to see it running up. Well, okay, it's running a little bit. Not came back to 1250.
Look at your holdings on Tide and General Market Tide are.
Wow.
So somebody's lying.
Yeah, somebody is lying. See if it can. It's going to test. It's going to test it again. Try to break it again. It's not quite getting up there to it. So. Let's see if VWAP. So what you would watch here, you want to see this VWAP hold, and then take a running start to go back through that 200. That's kind of what you would look at. I don't really know. Your SPY, your print, everything's kind of coming back now. Holdings, everything's coming back a lot.
Yeah.
This is what we're talking about here.
Whoa.
CBD's 800 now. Now, does this thing bounce back up here? What do we do here? This is the $1 million question again. Well, not $1 million. The
Couple $100.
$500. It's a couple $100 question. Okay. It did not hold VWAP. It acted like it wanted to hold the 21, but then it did not hold the 21. That's kind of holding the 21. I don't know, Roy. This is just
It's hard mode.
It is. But that's what we sign up for.
So Fed bids for 4-week bills totaling at $270 million.
Why the hell are we getting that now?
That was at 8:45. Yeah, that should be coming out.
Did not have, yeah. Did they move that up early today?
No,
that's typically that's 10:30.
Yeah, that's where it's at on the schedule, but they had just that announcement.
Yeah, typically it's 10:30. They announce what they're going to bid at 10. So I don't. I did see Trump figure it out yesterday. We could buy our own debt. If you might call that.
Yeah.
If anybody's look, so Japan's debt is pretty much non-existent because they buy their own debt. They don't sell their debt to other countries. They buy their own debt.
Right.
So Trump decided yesterday, like, well, we're just going to start buying our own debt. And then there you go. It pretty much makes it meaningless, which it does. So the question is, do we buy our own debt now? And does that make our deficit come down if we buy our own debt?
This is.
We're getting in some economist questions there. We might not can answer, but it makes sense. I mean, we print the money. Let's buy our own debt and call it good.
Yeah. What do you?
I don't know. I'm just saying that.
Yeah, I mean, it is something to explore.
It sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, on paper, it does. I know that you have to have cash reserves to buy your debt.
Well, how do you get cash reserve, Roy?
You print the money, and then you devalue your dollar.
You print the money.
This is debt an asset that becomes worthless. Oh man, that is literally $1 trillion question. If your debt becomes worthless, then we're selling our debt to other countries. So it's actually our number one cash generator. We're basically taking.
Why can we not buy our own debt?
Yeah, does it make you stronger though? Right. What I'm saying is, does it make you stronger? I don't know if it does. That's my question.
We print the dollar. We print the dollar. That's always been my biggest deal. Is like, hey, the deficit's bad. We'll just print more money. That's all we've done.
Something's coming out. This thing's moving a bit.
Yeah, something's fixing to happen. And I don't get why we did I'm still wondering why these 4-week bills and stuff came out early. Is that us saying that we're going to buy our own debt now? Is that we're announcing to everybody, hey, here's where it's at. You better get ready because we're buying it?
Man, I just wanted like a candle by candle. I didn't want to figure out like the debt buying. I just wanted simple again. We could just do technical indicators.
It's never going to be simple again.
It's never going to be simple again.
Yeah, this is where we're at. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I saw that last night and I was like, and I just kept thinking about it, and I was like, well, shit, is that genius idea or is that a dumb idea? Like, I don't know. And what's the difference between being a genius and being an idiot, right? It's a fine line right there.
Yeah.
So I don't know where we go, what we do.
I think you buy a portion of it back, which is
I
honestly,
think
I
what you're
believe,
talking about
what
doing is buying some of it, not buying all of it.
I believe previous administrations have also done that. Like I believe Yellen was doing that behind the scenes last administration because we just get these weird pops on the dollar and we get these weird basically bond puts, if you will, like stoppage of sell-offs.
Right.
And especially when it was like the Silicon Valley Bank stuff was going on. The Fed released, maybe I need to revisit that statement. The Fed basically said how they were going to fix all that. So I think it does happen. I don't think it's going to be the, pay off 90% of the debt, but it could do a little bit, probably a small portion of it because you still can, right? The game is still that I can.
Dude, they did it. They bid the
Yeah.
auction. US 4-week bill to cover actual two. What the hell? What are we doing?
Yeah, this is odd.
Well, it makes no sense. It's like what?
That's 90 minutes beforehand.
Yeah, what did we miss here? Why are we doing this early? Why did they change it? Where do we go? I'm really lost here. Calendars. Today at 10:30, 4-week bill auction, 8-week bill auction. We've already had the auction. The auction's done. Makes no sense. And it came in lower than previous, which is not a good sign. Which means we had less countries bidding on our debt or our bills. So it's when you start getting to the bills, the bonds, all this other shit, right? It's so complicated because it's so many moving parts. What part is actually our debt? It's just the bond is our debt, right? Or is the bill auction part of our debt too?
Oh shit!
You wasn't ready.
I wasn't ready with the follow up. Here's the thing, guys. If you're watching, you're seeing honest, honest stuff here. We ain't gonna tell you something we don't know.
I'm still trying to figure out why we did this early. Why was all this early? And we're not, like you said, we're just a little early. We were really, really early. Jobless claims came in actually decent this morning too.
All right. U.S. Treasury holds bill auctions weekly. They are public auctions of federal debt obligations, specifically Treasury bills.
Bills. So bill is debt.
Bill is debt. Yeah, from 1 month to 1 year. So is a bill
these are just like these
1
are
month to 1 year? Yeah.
Like,
and then bonds are more than a year, probably.
You're gonna have to Google that one too. I don't know.
Bonds less than a year. No, short-term bonds, 1 year or less. Okay, so bond is not a bill. So what's the difference between a bond and a bill?
Google is your friend.
The difference between a treasury bill and a treasury bond lies in their maturity and interest payment structure. T-bills are short-term debt securities, typically maturing within 1 year and are sold at discount.
We can buy T-bills. I know that, but we can't buy bonds, right? So our bills to the general public and everybody, and bonds are to.
Yeah. So bonds. Okay. All right. Key differences. This is a good one. An old Google coming in. Now, if you trust Google, I'm not going into all that, but key differences feature maturity, short term on T-bills, less than a year. Treasury bonds are long term, 20 to 30 years. Interest is zero coupon. Treasury pays out twice a year. Both low risk, short term, long term. Okay. Low reward, less risk, high reward, more risk. Because, well, that's just given because of the time frame.
Oh, hold on. Go back there real quick. Let's look at that one more time. Yep. I just want to see the maturity. So short term, less than a year, long term, 20, 30 years, treasury bond. Okay. T-bills and T-bonds, but so your bills are worth. Is a bill not like a set? You're guaranteed like a certain percentage, right, on a bill,
You,
and then
right. And both of them will give you a guaranteed percentage. You're just going to get a less, like on an annualized basis, you'll get a less on the bill than you will on the bond. So the bond will pay you more, theoretically.
well, you got IMF Managing Director George Javia, however you say that. The U.S. effective tariff rate has jumped to levels last seen several lifetimes ago.
Whoa.
That's a headline.
It was bounce off anchor
Several
VWAP, by the way.
lifetimes ago.
Oh,
Is that
look at
coming
your
from?
look at your
Wow.
spy tide.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what just happened, why it did that. I mean, you got IMF Managing Director, whatever his name is, speaking. They're speaking. I don't know if that's a he or a she or who or her or whatever. So is that the reason this is happening?
Potentially, yeah. IMF. I mean,
You did have Netanyahu said Israel will not permit Iran to acquire nuclear weapons, which that's a no-brainer. I mean,
yeah. Wow. I mean, that's a heck of a fade here.
yeah, you'd say so, wouldn't you?
Back to the bottom of our zone, and the trend line from heaven or hell, depending on what side you're on.
I mean, look at this.
Whoa.
Yeah. I'm saying holdings, yep, they're going to look very similar. So we are, I don't know. Does it break down here? Is this
Let's
the news
see.
that they need to break it down?
Oh, it's CBD.
Negative 1,200.
Mm.
It was positive 1,200 just a second ago. So it dropped about 2,400 points.
Let's see how it handles anchored VWAP on this candle. We got 90 seconds. What you'd want to see is a close near the bottom of the zone. And I believe that would give us a 10-minute candle by candle. Yep. So a 10-minute candle by candle, and then you would see a rejection off the anchored VWAP on the next candle would be lovely. But you still got a minute left. But this is dangerous because you do have people speaking. So any word they say can gyrate. They don't really care about your technicals.
Yeah.
All Mag 7 went red except Tesla and Apple. Tesla's on its way.
We're going to. Oh, it's kind of lagging. I was going to log out of Trade08. Log out of Trade08.
So here's your test at the bottom of the zone, 5317. It's kind of that area we're watching. According to Mancini.
I would like to see it break, and then let's look over here at this candle by candle deal. Here we got. So, the entry would be, if this closes here, entry at anchored VWAP would be very nice for sure.
Yeah.
Play.
There's your close. There's your anchored VWAP test.
There's my entry. There's my stop. We're going to go down and see if it tanks down here.
Oh, man. Why did I only get 2?
Nah, I did 5. I don't know. I still don't trust it, to be honest with you. This is a candle by candle. You could take, I mean, I could take $100 there, but this is a combine, so we're not in scalper mode in the combine. It just won't go all the way back down. Let's see. Well, There's the 8 test and the rejection. Maybe. Just give me the move down. Give me the move down. A little more, a little more, a little more. Come on. I would like it to at least go back to that down, that trend line again. Keeps coming up and testing that 8. I don't really love how it's holding support here. Like it keeps testing, which is now you're going to pop it. Well, so much for all that, huh? Well, this makes no sense now. I don't get it.
Yeah, back to, was there something said?
I mean, the only thing I see is Russia protest Japan over drills near Russian border.
Okay.
And they just had the results of the U.S. 4-week bill auction come back out again, which is the same it just had a minute ago. I'm really confused on IMF's managing director. I'm not going to try to pronounce their name again. Says smaller nations and most emerging markets face spillovers as the U.S., China, and EU face off over tariffs, which no shit. Recent moves in U.S. Treasury should be taken as a warning. Everyone suffers if financial conditions worsen, especially in the U.S. Well, I mean, the dollar is in this thing has come all the way back down. So the entry obviously was at the VWAP.
Mm-hmm.
For such an ugly candle back down, and then it just kind of stopped there at anchored VWAP.
Right. Yeah.
Uh,
Just, it's kind of the story of the day. It just cannot get that push, and then when it finally does, we're going to be on the sidelines angry.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I needed that. I just got $100 in Take Profit Trader. I did log back in because I like that setup. So
It was a good setup.
Only one account. I didn't copy them all, but you know, Rome wasn't built in a day, and we didn't build these things up in a day. So we're going to take our time. And oh my gosh,
Oh, come on. Break down, baby. Come on.
my Lord.
Just break that stupid trend line.
Yeah, please. Please. You damn that stupid trend line. You said it right. Why not draw that trend line?
I know.
I wish Howie was here. Howie used to just delete it.
Yeah, it's deleted.
But they're deleted and they go past it.
The 53.17 is your spot. You got to break that.
Yep. CBD is, you would think it would be worse than what it is. It's 12, it's 1100, negative 1100, not positive 11, negative. So it went up, it tested there, rejected back a little here. So this is actually a decent sign if it can get the push now.
Right here, it's got to.
But it's just holding right here. It's just holding. It's just like, you know what? We're going to hold it here. Fed officials still resisting pressure to cut interest rates after Trump calls for Powell's termination. Yeah, that was a little uncalled for. I don't understand why he's. Never mind. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't agree with it. Look, I'm gonna tell you, I don't agree with everything Powell's doing. I think they waited too long to raise rates to start with.
Yes, 100%.
Then I think they said a lot of stuff that shouldn't have been said when the rates were going up, when they were raising rates, like inflation is transitory. That was a stupid fucking thing to say. You never should have said
Yeah.
that. He got on the side with the yellow on them, soft landing. Never should have said that. Like,
No. Yeah.
those words never should have been spoken. Yes, that was a major screw up. But if you force him out now, which you can't force him, unless the Supreme Court deal, they're ruling on if independent agencies, if the president has power to fire independent agencies, and I just got 100 more on another take profit trader account. So I think slowly, like I said, we're slowly creeping these bad boys back up. If I do this every day, and in about a month, I'll have it all back. But you got to just keep doing. You got to keep chipping away. Is what you got to do. Look at this.
Yeah.
Let's look at holdings. Same story. Look at general market tide. Oh, it's just ugly everywhere. So I shouldn't say this. I feel good with this here. Now the question is, if we do get down, and look at it, bounce right back above that down zone. If we do get down here, what happens? Right? What do we do here? What are we talking? Yeah, we're talking about the mistakes Powell made. Powell made a lot of mistakes, I think, but I don't think it's in the best interest of the country if you could force him out now. I think that's a bad look.
Yeah.
But like I said, I don't agree with a lot of shit Powell does. What drives me crazy is they were so dovish, and now all of a sudden they're just as hawkish as they can be. Why are they so hawkish now? There's a motive somewhere.
I would say, in defense of some of their stances, they had a plan, and then the policy changed on them, right? So basically 5 years of a plan just could potentially get unraveled if they make a misstep here. So I think they're more so just saying we're sitting back. We can't make a decision in uncertain times because their decisions have like drastic ramifications.
Well, what you heard yesterday, you heard a few of the speakers over the last few days. You've heard where they're talking about raising rates is actually a possibility.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. So the tariffs are in effect. If you look at inflation, like overall, you look at everything. You look at GDP, you look at CPI, you look at PPI. Everything is kind of cooling.
Right.
Still, with the tariffs, and you go to the grocery store, and I know a lot of people, you might not see it as much as I do, but with trading the way I do, I look at the price every time I go in the store. I look at the price of eggs. Eggs have come down $2 over the last month. So you're seeing some prices come down. Milk's come down a little bit. And look, I live in one of the highest places to live in Mississippi ever. Like, we're equivalent to you're gonna think I'm exaggerating this, but Oxford, Mississippi is equivalent to a lot of places out in California with the cost of living compared to what the annual income is. It's high. You're stupid. Like a 2-bedroom house is going for $500,000 right now. A 2-bedroom shitty house. They're renting bedrooms, and it's a college town, so you see this, but they're renting bedrooms for $1,500 a piece. So a 3-bedroom house is bringing $4,500 a month in rent. That's stupid. Prices are high. I can go to Batesville or the surrounding areas, and prices are cheaper than what they are here, but you're seeing prices here come down, as my point. Usually Oxford is the last places you see prices come down. So to see prices start to come back here is actually a good sign. Like, hey, maybe we are going in the right direction with everything. A lot of these companies, you saw Amazon come out like, hey, we're not going to raise prices for tariffs. Who else was it? There was a couple other places came out. The only ones that have kind of hinted they might, and they're probably going to get tax breaks, is going to be like Apple, your phones and stuff, which the phones are over. They cost too damn much anyway. I've got the same phone I've had for 3 years now, and it's fine. They'll put an update out eventually that'll make it obsolete. I got to get another one because It's what they do. They want you to get a new one, but you don't have to have the brand new phone. And these phone companies, they do it all the time with the. So, like I said, California eggs are $6 to $7. Well, right here they're down to like $4. 2 weeks ago they were over $5, and 2 weeks before that they were like $6 to $7. So you're seeing it start to come back. I don't know. I'm conscious of the inflation because we trade this and this is what we're looking at. But then I also see where there are some bright spots, and I know it could turn. Something could happen, and CBD is negative 2,000 now. By the way, it's going down. I just don't know what the end results was. We have to do something with this interest rate. This interest rate's dumb. They got to do something with mortgage interest rates. Mortgage interest rates are stupid. There's no reason they should be as high as they are still. It makes absolutely no sense. They're making money off of it. I don't know if Harry's here or not, but what you're seeing is it's almost like the country, like the mortgage rates and all that. It's almost like they're price gouging, but they will never be charged with price gouging.
Right.
You explain to me why mortgage interest rates, how much have they come down? Like 0.2%, if that much, over the last 6 months.
Yeah.
Interest rates came down, and I know interest rates and mortgage rates, they're not correlated actually together, right? Because that's the confusion people get. Like I got a buddy who he's like, well, they dropped interest rates. How come my mortgage interest rate is not dropping now? Like it has nothing to do. It does, but it doesn't. They're not directly correlated. So if you see one drop, that means you see the other drop. But what pissed me off is when we did see the interest rates drop, you saw 30-year mortgage interest rates tick up. That made no sense. And that's them taking advantage of people right now because the housing market's high. The day of 0% financing, the 2% financing that you saw in the past, I don't think we'll ever get back there again. If we do, it will not be anytime soon. But I think 3 to 4% should be 4% should be looked at, and that should be a thing. It should not be going. It shouldn't be over 6%. Is my thing. That's my biggest issue when you start talking about mortgage rates. You start talking about interest rates. You talk about the Fed. You talk about the president. Like you want to make life better for people. Let's drop some of that stuff, right? Because the house now, you look. I know somebody that bought a house that it'd have been about $1,800 to $1,900 a month 3 years ago, and right now they're paying $3,000 a month because the interest rates are that high. That's stupid.
Yeah. So one thing I do like about Powell is he is a bit consistent, right? There's been no, not much flip-flopping from Powell. He very much forward looks it out 30 days or so.
You say that. And just a couple of days ago, you were hearing from the Fed that they would bail the market out if needed. Did you not hear? Did he not say that a week or so ago?
He said he said the tools are there if we need it. And yesterday
they said, hey, if the market tanks, are you going to bail it out? And he's like, no, that's not our job to bail the market out.
He said no with an explanation. And his explanation was basically
everybody also picked up on that. So right, of course. Right?
Yeah, but
he's trying to play both sides of the fence.
Well, he's a scalper.
He has to play both sides of the fence. And I will defend him on this. He has to be able to play both the left and the right. To be successful and to do what they want to do, they have to be able to play both sides. And I'm not saying play, but to get along with both sides and have
they have to be neutral.
I give him credit for that. He does a good job on that. Yeah. I just don't like the part where, let's go back to when he was at Jackson Hole. Remember, all leading up to that was it was dovish. He came in with a damn gavel in Jackson Hole and tanked every damn thing.
Yeah.
That was going against stuff that he had said before. He was pissed.
Because the market was spitting in his face and inflation was going up. He had to do something.
Well, I get that, but it's still, he's got a hard job.
Oh, terrible.
And everything he says is under a microscope. Everything. If he says, "Yep, I'm looking at buying this, but it might go up," everybody goes crazy because guess what? Inflation's going to go right back up because the Fed said this is going to cost too much now. Him and Bassett, ain't that his name? The Trump's guy that they breakfast together every morning and do their thing. I would like to be a fly on the wall just to hear their conversation. You think it is? You think they're talking monetary policy, or you think that they're getting there like fucking Trump's an idiot?
I think it's a mixture.
Our government's dumb altogether.
I think that is definitely there.
And while we're saying this, I don't know if anybody's noticed, we're battling this settlement from yesterday.
Yeah. And we broke down below your trend line from heaven.
Y'all get a lot of stupid shit back and forth. Me and Roy talking out there.
Well, to me, you have to. He has a fine line, right? If he cuts rates, what is that going to do?
Absolutely.
It's going to create demand across multiple sectors, right? Mortgage rates potentially, which then will fuel the housing market and people. What happens when demand shows up, right? Prices go up because whatever reasons, supply is not there, whatever. So he has two mandates: is inflation and employment. And if you're Powell and you're looking at this subjectively, and you look at what the administration is trying to, if you look at what the administration is trying to do, they're trying to cut jobs and implement tariffs. Well, implement tariffs can be inflationary, and obviously cutting jobs can impact the unemployment. Nice.
It just ate about 600 orders right there at that settlement low, just so you know.
Yeah, puts are ripping up. I mean, not to pat ourselves on the back. That was a pretty good setup. Pretty good play. It's just the data follow on with it. I'm moving my stop to the previous candle. Probably I put it to settlement. It's probably a bit aggressive, but I'm gonna take the win. If I need to re-enter,
I'm gonna put me back green on the day there. We are not far from. I mean, we're shit. Where's it at? Right there. Low a day is our. Where it is. It's not far away, boys and girls. Now it's got to break 5,300. 5,300 is they got 200 something orders there, but they also had like 600 orders sitting at settlement a minute ago, and it just came down and just chewed them up like nothing. When you're watching Bookmap, one thing's interesting when it comes in and you have these big orders, you'll see it'll come down and hit it, and you'll see like 2, 3, 4, 6 leave, and then all of a sudden, boom, they ate them all that quick. And it's just, it doesn't take long once it gets in it. Like right now, it's at this 5,300, just ate them all. It did the exact same thing. It was at 302. It came down to 295, then went 0 and all the way, and that's where it dropped. So we could see it. I'm going to say should see it. We could see it with this 5,300 break. I'm looking at I'm looking at 5,280 now as a spot. That's where you got your next big order sitting at 5,280. You got a few icebergs popping to the top and to the bottom side. Not a lot, just a little bit here. And one thing to know about an iceberg order, when one does pop, if you see a 4, 6, 2, whatever, you don't know what that actual number is. You just see, the reason they call it iceberg, you just see the tip of it, right? So, what the hell? Just, I wish I could share this. So, the currency strength chart. I don't know if you've ever seen a currency strength chart.
No.
Holy shit. Looks like a 5-year-old took a bunch of crayons and just drew everywhere all over it. It is bad. CVD, by the way, is negative 30. Oh, shit. It was negative 31, just dropped to negative 36.
Wow.
I'm telling you, Roy, they dropped orders below 80 now. They're down at 70. 77.50 and 67.50 now.
They're coming for blood. Oh, I'll take that.
This is probably a dumb idea, but 4,500 negative.
So I had I had a limit to add to my position, and so on
Okay.
that drop, I was excited, right? I'm like, oh, I'm moving my stop down. I didn't move my stop down. I moved the limit order down, and I just picked up another 3. So I just closed it real quick.
Oh, you're in an XFA?
No, I was in a combine, but I'm copy trading 3, so I'm trying to be a little bit more disciplined.
I get
So
it.
it took me out there. That's fine. That was a good trade. Good setup. Good trade. I'm happy. You keep
Yeah,
riding it, sir.
we're making $600 on this. This would at least we're gonna put it here so we bring home at least 600. Shit, that's gonna stop me out probably up $500 total. Where we're at, I'm happy with that. We need 1,800 more to pass. I don't know if I'm gonna enter again. Roy, you got to cut loose, right? And it's 10:30 your time, 9:30
I
my
got I got
time.
one more. Yeah, I got one more hour. But
Oh,
if we need to, we can. I'm not in any hurry today. I mean, today we got our breakdown. I'll say, I know last night was in the past, but really commend you and both of us playing the patience game on that chop nastiness in the middle there. We got our setup, we got everything lined up, and we hit it. So
yeah,
that 10-minute candle by candle worked out very well.
it did, didn't it? My only regret is that we took it. I took take profit trader at 18.53.18. So I mean, I could have got if I'd have held, I could have got more out of it instead of $100 to make me feel better. But like you said, I'm not going to stress over it. Rome was not built in a day. We didn't build these things up in a day. So we're going to go back to our style and we're going to do 100, 200 a day till we can get back up to where we need to be. Then we will be smarter next time. I'm not, I'm not touching them the rest of the day. So they're done. Just make sure I don't have anything accidentally anywhere.
I'm gonna go over
And
Mag 7 while you do
yeah,
this.
I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. Do this while you do that. I'll be
Okay.
right back.
We got a wick forming at the bottom here, so you got some buyers that stepped in around that 5290 to 5300 area. Be careful, guys. It's options expiration. As you saw, we were aggressive on our profit taking, but we did let it play out, getting stopped out about 5300 from roughly 5319 entry, so about 20 points, or even higher. Actually, I think we may have gotten a bit higher. I can't recall, but you're rattling this 5300. Though it looks like, wow, we're dropping hard. Maybe we got some support here. It's really important. I stress with you guys, especially newer traders, to look left. This is your 1 hour chart. If this wants to break down, it's got a long way to go if it wants to. So we can kind of sometimes get lost in the short term charts, but we are short term traders, of course. But don't think, oh, it's already gone down enough. It can't keep going down. It can keep going down. But in a day like today, as you saw with me and Monty, protect your profits. Always, always protect your profits. Your orb high is currently at 53.31.75. Orb low is at 53.09.75. Yeah, Michael, great. Killer setup. It really was. So a couple things for you guys, some house maintenance stuff. TradingView has an 80% off sale for Easter this weekend. I encourage you guys, if you haven't upgraded to TradingView, take advantage of that sale. I do it. I do it on Black Friday and I do it on Easter whenever they have these types of sales. It's great software. And why I'm going to also push you guys to upgrade on TradingView is me and a friend are going to start developing indicators to put on TradingView for you guys to see. So any sort of orb, candle by candle toolkit, I'm going to start developing those indicators. Throw them up on TradingView, throw them up on another website. We're gonna get just kind of a toolkit for you guys to pick from. That way you can go with us. Do they have long-term paper trading? I believe they do. Yeah, TradingView does. So you can do, I think their paper trading is down here, trading panel, and then it'll pop up things. You may have to pay. I would recommend you paying for the futures feed. I think that's like a little bit extra, but again, with the 80% off sale, it's a really good deal. I encourage it. It's good software, everything you need. But yeah, so if you're using TradeStation, it does connect with TradeStation, so you can actually bring your paper account, I believe, into TradingView and do it there as well. So yeah, just take a look at TradingView and all that. But like I said, we're going to be pushing. I'm going to start building these indicators and kind of giving you guys a little bit of a toolkit of what we use. You know, me and Monty don't do buy and sell signals, but we do education. So we want to show you guys what we're seeing and then alerting you on what the chart is showing. And then you can make the determination of what you want to do. Not necessarily enter, not necessarily exit, but there's some data. All right, there's some housewarming gifts. Let's go through the charts. So you see Apple has a big volume candle up here that just showed up. You've got, yeah, significant volume just showed up on Apple. It's starting to get faded here. So Apple is green. NVIDIA, wow, battling 100 right now. Not a good spot here. Yeah, 100. That's an interesting spot for NVIDIA. We'll see if it can hold that 100. Microsoft red under 370, not looking good, down 0.68%. Google under 150. Look at the volume on that. That had to be news of some sort. Looks like a price cut. Whew. It's getting bloody out here, guys. Under 150 on Google, 172 on Amazon, down 1%. Meta under 500, 3.62, down 0.75%. Tesla, 2.238, down 1.5%. Netflix reports earnings today. No surprise that it's green. There's going to be a lot of earnings optimism. Guys, if you're newer to trading and you want some entertainment, watch Netflix today after hours on the earnings. Earnings are special time in the markets. They're fun. We don't play them. We don't gamble on them. They are unpredictable, but they are fun to follow. So we are in earnings season. Netflix is the big first tech, quote unquote, company to report this quarter. So today after hours, have Netflix up and running so you can see the action. You've got Bitcoin coming down a little bit. I mean, again, if you zoom out on Bitcoin, just chop, right? It just cannot get out of its own way. I mean, it's just grinded up in this little range of basically 86,000 to 83,000 for practically almost a week and a half here. So it's setting up for a big move, whether that's down or up. Solana, same story, just kind of chopping between 135 and 125. SPY down 0.25%, basically flat on the day. But I'm really interested to know what this Google candle was. Monty, I know you stepped out, but yeah, zoomed in and Google just ate it with volume. So there's some Google news there, and then Apple.
CBD is negative 5,000 now.
Yeah, so now flipping back over to ES, and you're seeing us kind of keep trending down. So you had that pop up to 5304 rejection near the, I think that's the bottom Bollinger. I don't think that's the 8. I've confused myself and made them the same color. Fantastic.
That makes a lot of sense.
You know, I got to make things harder on myself, Monty. Monty, I was giving them a quick run through of kind of what's coming. Told them about the 80% off sale on TradingView. If they don't have it, they should definitely take advantage of that sale. It's a great piece of software. And we're going to be looking at creating indicators of toolkits of what we've been seeing so they can actually follow along with some of the same stuff that may not necessarily be as simple as Anchored View app or EMA. So all free. We're not trying to push it. We're just trying to get the education. I'm going to use it as a learning exercise, and hopefully you guys can too. Seeing a pop here on ES. I honestly, Monty, I'm not really feeling anything right now. I mean,
Yeah, me neither.
I
know
just
you got orders, or the upper orders are dropping back down some. Your lower orders are kind of just chilling around 85, 82, and then down to 65. I don't want to get like religious or anything with anybody here,
yeah.
but sometimes you see stuff that you just need. And one of my friends shared something this morning, and it's a Bible quote. And I don't normally do Bible quotes, but I want to read this because this is actually, sometimes the Lord speaks to you when you don't expect it, right? If you believe in God and that, I do. I believe in all that. I want to read this to you because I had a horrible night last night, right?
Mm-hmm.
It says, "Humble yourselves, therefore, under God's mighty hand, that he may lift you up in due time. Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you." Is that not perfect timing to see that?
That was pretty perfect. Yeah. I mean,
I mean, if you don't believe in God and then you go through hard times and you see something like that, and this guy, look, he shares stuff all the time. I don't usually read it. It's not that I'm anti-religious or anything, but it's just that hit home right there, and it made me feel something bad. So, just want to share that with you guys. Just like I said, we're not trying to be overly spiritual with anything. If you do want to know about the Lord and want to know about Jesus, you can reach out to me. I'll tell you all about him. I do know that. I do know that you got to put all your stuff on him, because without him, it's not possible. So.
Yeah, and kind of echo that. We don't ever want it to seem like we're bragging or any of that stuff, but
No.
kind of keeps us grounded, right? We always, even through the tough times and the good times, we want to stay grounded, and keeping that scripture near you is good timing. Good timing.
Yep, perfect timing, I think. So.
All right, I think that's a great way to stop. Got kind of a light sports weekend, so not really much going on. We got
no
Easter,
Well,
you
I
got
mean,
the
you got
Super
playing
Bowl for
games.
Christian. Yeah.
You got
Oh
playing
yeah,
games.
got the NBA. Yeah,
You got that playing game, which I think is stupid, but that's a different story.
Yeah, I don't like the playing game, but it is what it is. I'm a Magic fan, so they're in. I'm happy.
Grizzlies fan here. They got to play. They got to play the Mavericks. So.
Did you see the John Morant highlight the other day of what he did?
Which time? What
I mean,
are we talking
about? It was the Warriors game playing it. I liked it because I liked it a lot. Let me see. I'll share it with you. This would be good. Where are we?
He stopped doing his gun now. Was he throwing a grenade now?
Yeah, that was awesome. So yeah, let's see. Oh, did it take over? I don't know. Here, we'll do it this way, but this angle.
Well, you got to share your screen.
Thought I was. All right, let's go. All right, see it? Here.
Yep. Wow. How did he get up under him right there is a question.
Yeah, so here's the angle. Goes under him, catches it off backboard layup. That's
It's
pretty
almost
impressive.
like he threw it to himself off the backboard. Like it
Yeah,
looks like he was trying to make that shot.
Yeah.
I mean, the kid is just unbelievable, right? There's no doubt. He's as talented as anybody in the NBA, but my gosh, he does some bonehead stuff. So.
All right, man. Well, enjoy your weekend, guys. Trade safe.
Yeah, we will see you guys Monday. No trading tomorrow, so enjoy your day off. Go do something fun. Do something.
Exactly right.
Hang out with your family. Hang out with friends. Do something that give you some joy in life. That's what we need. We need some joy in our life, all of us. So do that. Find the positives and everything, and then just go from there and be happy. So thank you guys for joining. We appreciate you. I I told Roy I did not want to get on here today, but we battled through it. One thing that you can say about us, we are transparent. We don't hide our losses. I did not hide any losses. I had some shitty losses last night, and I stood with them, and I stood up like a man and told you guys what I did and how I did it, and hopefully we learn from it. So thank you for being here. Y'all don't know how much it means for y'all to be in here talking to us like this. So we really appreciate
It's
it.
awesome. I mean, the jolt of energy we've gotten over the last few weeks from this, we really appreciate it, guys.
Yeah. So thank you guys so much. We will catch you Monday. Remember, this is Easter weekend too, so let's get back on the religious thing. Know the reason, because he did rise for us. That's why he's here. The resurrection is. I saw something. I'll end on this. I saw something last night, and somebody said, we watched Jesus for how he lived and how he died, and then somebody said, you forgot how he rose from the dead.
Mm-hmm.
So he took all our sins, took them all away, right then. All we got to do is ask for forgiveness and repentance, and then we're saved in the blood of Jesus. So there we go. There's my preacher. Anybody know I did go to some seminary school, so I do have a background where I can preach if I need to.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I did some seminary stuff.
All right,
so
well, that's good to know.
That's kind of how I learned to speak in front of people. It was before I did that, I would get up, I wouldn't be able to say a word. I would just blank out, and doing that taught me how to speak in front of people and not worry about it. So now I can speak in front of anybody. Like if we had 100,000 people sitting there watching right now, it'd be the same thing, just talking like I am now. I've spoken in front of 500 DG managers before at a big conference, a national conference. So I can speak in front of a lot of people now. It's because of that teaching. So thank you. We would not be here without you. And remember, while we do this, we do it for our family, do it for our loved ones. It's not just for us. So everybody stay safe. Have a very good weekend, and we will catch you guys on Monday.
Bye, guys. Appreciate it. Happy Easter.